Gage Vandentopp. I'm one of the co-founders of StreamYard, and I'm here with my good friend and fellow co-founder, Dan Briggs. Dan, how you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Yeah, no complaints. Everything's good.
No complaints.
You should be live. Hello, everyone.
Do you have YouTube open there?
Oh, sorry. Just got to mute YouTube. Amateur mistake.
Yeah, that happens. Looks like we already have lots of comments coming in. I'll start showing these. Thanks, Beauty Bubble, for moderating for us. Hey, Dana, nice to see you. Sharon, good to see you. Ross, nice to see you, buddy.
Hey, guys.
Coach Jenny. Jenny joined us, I think, just last week. And
right
I actually watched your first stream, Jenny. It was super fun watching because you had the courage to just like learn it on the fly. So it's always cool to see someone use something you made because you see what's intuitive or not intuitive. So I appreciated that. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, whenever somebody, you can tell they've clicked something and then like, what? It's like, oh, we got to fix that.
Hard Logic, nice to see you here. I've seen your streams on Facebook as well. You've got a really cool, he's got cards.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That move on the top right, and he's got some cool overlays and stuff.
Yeah.
I enjoy that one.
Very unique stream.
April's here. Thanks for joining us. Very kind of you. Roy Montero, nice to see you, man. And Barb here as always. Okay. There's a lot of, you guys are kind with the comments today. That's a lot of comments.
It's good to see you guys.
So we're not super prepared for this stream because today was extremely busy. Hopefully not too many of you were affected by it, but we're doing some, we're upgrading some of our servers today, which led to some of our users experiencing outages throughout the day. So if anyone ran into that, we're really sorry, but we're good to go now. So let's jump into it. If any of you guys have any questions for us about our progress or just questions in general, feel free to drop them into the chat. Dan had some topics he was going to run through. Hey, Dale, nice to see you. Yeah, what's our first topic, Dan? I'll start typing out a banner.
Yeah, so I had a few questions. Whenever I run into things throughout the week, that there's a few things, because I'm mostly a tech guy. There's the odd thing that's a very live stream related question, not as much on the tech side. And you guys have a lot more experience than I do with that stuff, and then Gage does. So I've got a few questions related to that. So the first one is actually, let me screen share this, Gage. I did a horrible job screen sharing last time, so I'm gonna have to make it right this time. Let's make sure I got that right.
Hey, Dean, thanks for joining us.
All right.
I think I've seen a couple of that. Yeah. Dan, try full screen it.
Yeah, I might as well. Let's get the right aspect. Okay. I had a question for you guys. This is Facebook's rules. Now, we want to build, and we are building right now, a mobile version of the website. And the most important thing for us is to get a version out for guests so that if you're a host and your guest doesn't have a computer or a laptop, they can just hop on their phone. The quality is not going to be as good because typically the network's a little worse, but you can still get a good experience. And at least it still works. So we're trying to get a mobile version out for guests. However, we want to build a mobile version for hosts as well, but Facebook has a restriction. So if you guys read this, I'm curious what your interpretation is of it.
It's pretty small, Dan. You probably should just read it out loud.
Yeah, I will. So,
okay.
So it says Facebook has live API rules. So this is like for StreamYard. And rule number 2 is don't use the API to stream directly from a mobile phone or tablet camera to Facebook. So we're trying to interpret that because we need to decide, okay, does that mean?
To most people here, that might not mean much, but yeah, basically these are the rules for developers about how they can use the Facebook Live API. And we know quite a few of the people that join these streams. We thought maybe one of you might be more familiar with, we don't have any contact. We don't know anyone at Facebook. So if any of you know someone at Facebook or any of you are familiar with that rule and how exactly it should be interpreted, please reach out to us because we'd really appreciate some insights.
Do you want to maybe explain your interpretation of it?
Sure. Yeah, so my interpretation of don't use the API, all API means in this sentence really is Facebook. So it's like, don't use Facebook Live to stream directly from a mobile phone or tablet camera to Facebook. My interpretation of that, because this seems like a strange rule, right? It's like, oh, can you not make apps that use phones? It seems kind of crazy, right? My interpretation is that direct was the key word here. And it just means that you have to go, and this is going to be too technical of an explanation, but you have to go somewhere in between Facebook, like a computer basically, to do some processing on the streams so that it is not intense on the phone. Because if you're going direct to Facebook and you're doing fancy things on the phone, it might not be a great experience for the user. That's my interpretation. We should probably move on to the next subject because I'm sure probably
yeah, I'm curious. Like,
we have some questions here as well.
There's some comments on this.
How's mobile going? Mobile's going good, right, Dan? We're 1 week into it.
It's going very good. Yeah, we're getting close.
Let's see what else is going on here. Appreciate the banner telling us about the maintenance. No problem. We appreciate you guys being understanding. I thought we would get lots of complaints in the group, and you guys were very patient with us, so we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, Dean's asking about audio in the background while talking, like playing a video, I'm guessing. Do you think that's what he means, Dan?
Could play audio in the background of my stream while taking it over. So probably, yeah, he's full screen and playing, let's say music. He's got a guitar, so I'm guessing it's music. So the best way to do that right now is to play it out of your speakers, I would say, right, Gage?
Yeah, if I'm understanding the question right, the best way to do it would be to have a good mic input, and if you're playing music or something, just have that music go through the speaker. If you mean sharing a video and having audio from the video, there's third-party tools to do that. April is actually very familiar with one and has some videos about using a tool called Voice Meter, which allows you to share the system audio of your computer. And there is actually a way for us to add that to StreamYard as far as screen sharing is concerned. We just haven't gotten to that yet, but it will happen eventually. And then just in case I'm interpreting this wrong and you're just asking about hiding yourself while playing audio, there are buttons at the bottom for like full screening, so you can obviously hear me while this is full screen. I don't think that's what you're asking, but just in case. All right, we have another question from Sharon here. Will there be a way to block questions or moderate comments from StreamYard while using YouTube and Facebook? This question came from my editor-in-chief of Linger magazine. There should be, so it's in our plans. Are you familiar with the YouTube's policy for that, Dan? We're able to do those commands from our side, right?
Yeah, so we're always limited by what Facebook or YouTube allows us to do. I believe YouTube allows us to delete comments.
Yes.
So I think YouTube's good on that one. If I had to guess, and just from what I remember when I was working on this stuff, pages allow you to delete Facebook comments. I'm not sure if profiles and groups would.
We'll do some more research
into it. Sorry?
I was just talking to Sharon. We'll do some more research into it, Sharon, and get back to you because, yeah, that's definitely a very important feature to have is moderating your comments, especially when someone's disrupting your stream.
I'd be curious, actually, as well, just in the chat or anyone watching the replay, how much demand there is for that, because I totally get it. And if it's the type of page a lot of people want, I don't think that it's too hard for us to add. So that's something a lot of you guys want.
Jenny agreeing about mobile, email Facebook directly. Do they respond? I feel like they don't respond.
I would love to. Yeah, I don't even know if they have an email, a public email.
Yeah, contact at Facebook. I don't have to. Yeah. Well, I'll look into it. Thanks for the advice. So that means you can't host remote, but not as a guest, right? That would be one interpretation of it, April. My optimistic interpretation is that is not what it means. I don't know if you caught my probably confusing explanation of what I think it means, but it doesn't make sense to me that Facebook would care whether you're the host or a guest on mobile. Like it's too specific for them to care, in my opinion. So my guess is that it has to do with a more technical thing of another server being involved in mixing the streams, which we do. But we'll keep looking into it.
Yeah.
Shannon Griffith has a contact. Great. I'll ask Shannon about that. Thanks, Shannon. Inquire on becoming a partner. You know anything about becoming a partner, Dan?
Oh, at Facebook, like a live stream partner?
Aren't we already? Aren't you? When you get app approval, you are, aren't you?
It's not quite the same. You basically put on a list. We just need to apply for it. I don't think there'd be a problem getting it, but I don't think that would change it because these apply to every app. Right. I could be wrong, obviously, but my thought is that
Gotcha.
Because there's a lot of companies that are partners, and
Jenny agrees with April. Jenny thinks that it's basically a broad or a host constraint. So you can't host a broadcast from your phone, but you could be a guest. We'll be rolling out guests first anyway, so that's what we're assuming is okay. But I'm hoping, and I feel like we'll be able to do both. But again, yeah, we'll have to find someone to get in contact with at Facebook. That's a good question, April. How are third parties able to do it if it is against Facebook terms of service? Well, I don't know. So I could be interpreting, like, I still am not 100% sure how that rule is being interpreted. So maybe no one's going against terms of service, and I'm guessing they're not. One interesting thing, just a fun fact for anyone, is I don't know if you guys read that terms of service when we brought it up, is restreaming is explicitly not allowed in that list, but there's services like restream.io and the newer one called Caster, which allow you to do that. And the way they actually don't break the rules. The reason why they're allowed to do that is because those rules only apply if you're a Facebook app. So they apply to us because we integrate directly with Facebook and connect to your pages and profiles and things like that. Whereas Caster and Restream are sort of a layer removed, and they're not an actual application on Facebook. So if anyone's interested, that's how they get around those rules.
yeah, basically Facebook can't turn them off.
That's also true, James. Not everyone follows the rules. Use a USB mixer. I think that might have been, Dale might be answering Dean's question about the audio. Yes, Dale's much more familiar with audio stuff than me. So yeah, you could get a nice microphone or several nice microphones and mix them all together and add them as a source that way. Barb reminding about the rights to play that sound. That's absolutely right. One thing, I have no idea what the answer is, but I would just be curious for anyone watching if they know, is if you cover a song yourself, what the rules are for that. Like if you just play a song on your own guitar or piano or something, is that allowed? I don't know. Do you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Same with like, DJs and stuff.
I know if you mix a song, it sort of changes the rules, but yeah,
I'm sure there's some barrier to how much you have to mix it, I'm sure. Yeah, you hear that little sound 2.5 minutes in?
Really different, yeah. Fast forwarded by 1.5 times or something. Yeah, voice meter for audio PC. So anyone that's looking to share their screen audio when they share screen, until we have it set up natively for you to do it through StreamYard, but voice meter is a great tool. And Roy and April have quite a few videos where they show how to use that, which is very nice of them. Okay, Dean clarified. Playing a song in the background while I'm speaking live. So yeah, we've covered it. Basically, the best way to do it right now would just be to play a song on an external speaker or something and have it go through your mic, or to use a tool like voice meter, unfortunately.
We're working on that, though. It's
I'm going to call Mark in the morning and work on this for you guys. No worries. Thanks, Sharon. I appreciate that. Ross also adding in a mixer or audio interface. Easiest way is to plug a phone or tablet with audio into the mixer. Cool. I'm going to experiment with that stuff. Oh, Ross thinks I'm right. I hope so. That'd be awesome, because if I am right, that would mean that whether you're on a phone or an iPad, you'd be able to bring in anyone. You could bring in a guest on a desktop or an iPhone, and you'd be able to control it from your phone or iPad. I think using an iPad would be really cool. iPad seems like a great device for doing this type of stuff.
It does, yeah. Especially
really
if you
have Dale.
Stabilize the phone, like one of those, I can't remember what they're called. They're just the stands.
Yeah,
the cameras are great, right? So as long as you're not shaking it around, you can still have a great show.
Jay, I'm just talking about people breaking the rules. People definitely break the rules. We don't want to, because it's not good if they decide.
Yeah, they restrict us.
Yeah. Switchboard Live is a multi-channel streaming service, and they set up a separate workflow for FB and for the other social channels. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. Oh yeah, that's right. Dale says he plays music and gets permission from the artist. You play lots of local guys, right, Dale? Dale has like local bands he plays on his stream, and it sounds quite good. So the audio setup that Dale has, I think, like he said, he uses a USB mixer. It sounds quite good. Local artists and Spotify. Wow. Okay, you've got some connections. If you didn't write the song, you still have to pay for the rights to play it. Interesting. I did not know that. I thought if you covered it, you were okay because there's lots of. I guess on YouTube though, YouTube just sort of figures that out and sort of takes it from ad revenue or something.
Yeah, it's tough to say. It's kind of a.
Yes, good question, Jenny. For the newbies like me, can you tell us a bit about your vision for StreamYard? Absolutely. So the goal for StreamYard is for it to be extremely easy to use, allow you to still create professional live streams despite it being easy to use, and being really reliable. Those are our 3 pillars because there's lots of tools out there. Like we love OBS, we love vMix, we love all that stuff because you can make incredibly nice and professional looking streams. But if you just find the average person that doesn't know about live streaming and wants to start, those tools are really hard to pick up for someone that's not tech savvy. So like if you say you're a hairstylist and you want to have a show where you interview hairstylists and just become an authority in your space for hair products and things like that, you using OBS, I mean, you might be technical enough to do it, and you probably are if you put in the time, but it's just not, it's not what you want to do. So StreamYard is for everyone else. StreamYard is for someone that's like, you got something interesting to say, you got people you want to talk to, you just want to have a quick way to go live, still look professional, and it to just work for you and be easy to use. That's why we made StreamYard, and we want to continue making that better and better. We want to make it easier and easier, make it look more and more professional, and make it an extremely robust tool. Anything you want to add to that, Dan?
Well, that was great. I guess the only thing I would add is that third pillar you're talking about, the reliability, is like the product works well and you can rely on it. But then the second part of that is whenever we do have issues, we're super transparent about it. Or if you have some very specific issue, we're all over it trying to fix it. So that's one thing we noticed other platforms didn't necessarily. We thought it was a bit lacking. We thought that was an area that could be improved upon, especially for live streaming where it's kind of a high stress situation. We thought customer support is super, super important. So we've been all over that.
Yeah, it gets old when you see like certain things that are just like people being told to restart their browser over and over again. It's like, yeah, that help. Like that's something that fixes like, I don't know, a lot of problems.
It does fix issues.
It fixes like 60 to 70% of problems, but the poor person is having like a serious issue that needs to be resolved, and they just keep getting told that. We want to make sure we don't do that. We treat all issues seriously. Like I'll never disregard you and be like, oh, just restart it. We'll always make sure we get to the bottom of it and figure out what's going on. April saying hi. Chuck, nice to see you here. Barb, Google, get a music license, play music legally. Ascap.com. I'll check it out.
Never heard of that one.
Chroma key add-on.
Ooh.
So that's not very high on our priority list, but I do agree that that would be an interesting feature, and it's definitely possible. Right now, the best way I suggest if you want to do green screen type stuff is to use, if you want a free solution, OBS is good for that. You can use OBS, and they have an add-on called the Virtual Cam add-on. Again, it's pretty technical and not super fun to set up, but if you really want a green screen, you can do that. And then there's tons of other paid solutions. Like there's one Graham always recommends. If Dale, you're in the community group, if you just search green screen in that group, you should see some posts from April. Went over some. I don't know why I'm pointing this way. April this way. April went over some ways to do that, I think. And Graham also had some recommendations. Jam agrees with me about OBS. Yes, it gives me a headache as well, especially if I haven't used it for a while.
I mean, we're programmers. Like, we're as into tech as you get. And as soon as you open OBS, it's just like, whoa.
One thing a lot of people don't realize too is one nice thing about StreamYard is like something like OBS, it's great, but it's also, it runs on your own computer. So if you don't have a super powerful computer, it takes up a lot of resources and things are sort of going to be slowing down on you because OBS is so intense on your computer. Whereas with StreamYard, we try, it still takes some resources, but as much as we possibly can, we bear that load ourselves on our own infrastructure and our own servers. So that's why it's just in your browser, right? So all the mixing and transcoding and all the fancy stuff that takes a lot of resources, we do that for you so that you can have, like I have a $300 Chromebook and it's not super fast, but it can do StreamYard. You can have some guests on and it's good to go, and it's not powerful.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jenny. That's super nice of you. You're our hero. Barb says, all public performances of music written and recorded by others requires licensing. Escape cracking down big time. I don't know. I have to look
I
up
don't
what
know a
that
lot about licensing music. So if
Yeah.
anyone has any music licensing questions, Barb.
There you go.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, headache. Yes.
Yeah.
April agrees that OBS induces headaches. I agree. Excellent question. We have major events coming up. Do you recommend we go live from StreamYard for our events? Wait, will the yard play from a tablet? I only use my laptop. Yeah, I definitely recommend StreamYard for events. It depends on what the event is, right? So if you're recording like a concert with a complicated camera setup, you're probably going to want to talk to someone technical as far as setting up sound and cameras and things like that. And if it is like a concert type thing, I don't know that StreamYard is the right solution. I would consider either using StreamYard in addition to something else, or at least having some fancy equipment that combines the feed. Like there's something called like a Blackmagic DSLR to webcam thing that you can, or to USB that you can use. But again, if it's a super high production scenario with multiple cameras, and the focus isn't really on bringing guests in. The greatest thing about StreamYard is bringing guests in. If you're doing an event and you're not bringing guests in, I'd probably talk to your technical guy and have him set up something like OBS, because
I guess the other one that kind of goes in line with that is, I mean, a concert is a perfect example, or a sports game or something where you need it to be, 60 frames per second, 1080p, or just some very, very high quality stuff, and you don't really care about the interaction. You're just kind of passively streaming it. You're not looking at comments. You don't have any guests. That's not, like, you can use StreamYard. It's just, that's not the use case. It's not what it was built for.
Jenny, giving us some more support. We really appreciate that. No, ease of use is super high up there for us, because I have lots of friends and family members that don't care about computers, and you shouldn't have to care about computers to benefit from them, because they're so useful. And if you can just make them accessible to people, there's people with really interesting things to say and interesting hobbies that would be awesome to connect with, and you just can't, because there's amazing woodworkers that don't know how to start up Chrome browser, right? So if we can just make that easier and easier, there'll just be more people that can sort of connect and say and let their interesting things be known, which is nice. April helping out. SparkoCam was the tool I was thinking of. Dale for green screen.
Cool.
I don't know if Dale was the one that asked that. No, it was Dale. SparkoCam is the one Graham recommends, and Graham knows his stuff.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, Chuck also recommends.
2 recommendations. It must be good.
Yep, Medicam, XSplit, vMix, those are all similar to OBS and can also do green screen, chroma key type stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks, Beauty, for letting people know about the group. Yeah, the group's super fun. I'm very active in it, so if you have any questions, I'm very quick to reply. I think you'll get an answer from me promptly. You can meet other people if you want to find people to stream with and things like that. And we have a weekly thread to share your live streams, so it's fun. OBS is technical. It is indeed.
A little bit.
Customer service and accessibility of Gage and Dan with these town halls make StreamYard an awesome option for live video. Again, really appreciate that, Ron. And we really appreciate you bringing us on your show and stuff. If anyone wants to learn about live streaming, and Ross just covers all kinds of tools. Like he's as early adopter as you get. So if you want to know about the latest tools and add-ons and things like that, definitely check out Live Stream Universe from Ross. Agreed. Let's see. I guess we're approaching our time. We should be careful on time here. Let's see if we have any more.
Yeah, let me see if I got any more questions here, Gage.
Okay.
Actually, I did have one. This is just one related to the product. You guys might have some opinions. You might not care. I don't know. So it is very simple. Right now on StreamYard, if you upload, say, an overlay or a logo, or you type in a banner, maybe you're preparing for a show, you put in 3 or 4 banners. Right now, we save that to your destination. So if you're streaming to YouTube and you're going to do a bunch of broadcast every week, we save it just for that destination. But then if you want to stream to your page, it's totally separate. So you can have like different brand assets, different banners for that other destination. They're completely separate. My question is whether it'd be better to just save it all on an account basis, or is the separation we have now a much nicer way to do it?
So to put it really simply, everything you make for your stream right now, we only save for, like, if you made a Facebook page, it's just for the page. So would you rather it be just for your page so you can sort of organize that way, or would you rather it just be your whole account shares everything? Is a short
Definitely
version.
an argument for both, or for
I don't see
either
too
one.
many other questions. Sharon's asking if in the future you can have more than 5 guests. It's certainly possible. It's just a lot of people on screen. So the main reason we chose 6 was just because that seemed to be a nice number as far as aesthetically. But we'll certainly think about whether or not we want to add more. One thing that I think would be a cool feature for people eventually is to have sort of like a overflow room. So if you have a bunch of people that you're sort of cycling in, like say you had like 30 people you want to interview in a long show, if we had like a holding area for people. So that's something that's on our radar to maybe eventually have.
A lot of different things.
It's annoying to upload again to my page once I upload to my profile. Okay, so Dana supports the global account. Oh, Sharon does as well.
We got a few, yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting.
All right. Well, I'll comb through these comments.
Overwhelming, almost.
Come through these comments afterwards to make sure I didn't miss any questions. But thank you guys for tuning in. It's awesome. We had 17 viewers tonight, which is super cool.
Right on.
Any closing remarks, Dan?
It's our good looks, Gage. That's why we have so many viewers.
Oh, is it? Must be from you then.
I think it's your good camera.
My camera's hurting.
No, it's the same thing as always. I just want to thank everyone who's here. StreamYard's really turning into what we've always kind of wanted it to be, and it's growing very quickly right now, and that's super exciting for us, and it's awesome to be able to get feedback from you guys on things that we don't have the answer to, and you guys have more knowledge than we do. So these are great streams, and I love how active the chat is. It's super helpful.
Tell us about your streams. I think she's talking about people in the chat. Yeah, you guys know about our stream. It's every Sunday.
Same time every Sunday.
All right. Good night, everyone. I'll throw up our closing overlay. There we go. Episode number 3.
See you, everyone.
Next week, it'll be episode number 4. It's been super fun. Thanks for your questions.